Hi and welcome to my September video blog. Now, normally on these video blogs I take you to some really beautiful places with old buildings, nice old tenement buildings or the medieval centre of the city. But today I'm going to show you something a little bit different and something that I think really represents the real Poznań. Now, where I'm standing now is a place called Rondo Rataje or Rataje Roundabout, and this is one of the main transport hubs of the city. So, on a working day or even at the weekend like today, you'll always get thousands of people passing through here on their way to work or university or whatever. And you'll also see lots of buses, but more specifically lots of trams. And trams is the main kind of way that people get around Poznań. And the tram service here is very good. You can go anywhere in the city, it's very cheap, it's very reliable. And in recent years, largely because of Euro 2012, a lot of the trams have been modernised. And they bought all these fancy new trams with air conditioning and all this kind of thing. So the question is, what do you do with the old trams? Now, one of the things you can do with the old trams is make a cafe. And what you can see right beside me here is something called Caffe Bimba. And this basically means Tram Cafe. Why Bimba, you ask? Well, Bimba is the special Poznań word for tram. And actually Poznań, believe it or not, has its own special language. So if you follow me into Caffe Bimba, I'll tell you something more. Okay, so what I just asked for was something in Poznań language that's called Schnecka z glancem. In normal Polish, regular Polish, this would be something called a drożdżówka z kruszonką. And in English, that means a yeast cake. This is kind of somewhere in between bread and cake. It's sweet, people have it at breakfast time, that kind of thing. And the kruszonka, the thing on the top, is the crunchy stuff. Very nice to have with a coffee. And this is just one of the expressions. There are literally hundreds of different words that Poznanians have for things. Some of the most common things that you might hear are pyry, and this is the Poznań word for potatoes, and Poznań is very proud of its very special potatoes that they grow in the kind of surrounding region. Also for dog, for example, you've got a word like kater, whereas in normal Polish it's pies. So these things are, completely different. And a lot of these words, about 30% of the Poznań language comes from German. There are a lot of connections obviously with German. This part of Poland was, part of Prussia for a while and then part of the German Empire. So the influence of that language is quite clear. So for example, banna is a word that they have for train, which obviously the connection with Bahn, the German word, is very clear. So basically, if you come to Rataje, and you might pass through here if you're travelling somewhere else in the city, it's not a great tourist place, but it's somewhere that I think is, real Poznań, let's say. And particularly in the winter, I think it's a great idea that they've used this old tram so that you've got to wait a few minutes for a bus or a tram. You can come somewhere nice and warm, have a coffee, have a yeast cake, and enjoy Poznań.